This is CBN NewsWatch.
Thanks for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Mark Martin. A winter storm blasted through the Midwest yesterday, leaving at least 4 people dead in its wake, and it's not done yet. Today, from Missouri to Maine, 25 million people are in the storm's deadly path. What's also ahead for the East Coast? Heather Sells reports on this wicked weather.
At least 25 million Americans face a winter weather alert today. A new storm system is moving from Missouri to Maine, forcing those in its path to take caution.
We can see the northbound vehicle cross the median and was struck by a southbound pickup truck.
In Nebraska, 2 were killed in this crash while snow fell. Authorities say weather may have been a factor. The winter storm brought snow and ice to the plains on Sunday, making it tough for holiday shoppers. Some people are trying to make the best of the weather, using the snow to their advantage. 8 inches of snow in Kansas City closed schools, but didn't stop the Chiefs and Broncos from taking the field Sunday. Adding to the fun with a pregame snowball fight and touchdown celebrations featuring snow angels. Today, the weather will expand into the mid-Atlantic and create slick spots for commuters from Indianapolis to Philadelphia. You can see here where the heaviest snow is expected today and tomorrow. On the East Coast, the storm will bring a combination of rain, snow, and ice. Forecasters say Pennsylvania and southern New England could get up to 1/4 of an inch of ice glaze on surfaces like power lines and hand railings.
A second storm system is developing today in the lower Mississippi Valley, with snow and ice on the northern edge and severe thunderstorms in the southeast. Heather Sells, CBN News.
AccuWeather meteorologist Mark Mancuso brings us a look at what's expected.
Widespread problems for travelers continue from the plains across the Midwest and expanding into the Northeast from today into tomorrow. Snow continues to slide its way across the nation's midsection. Ice will start to wind down southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, while heavier rain and thunderstorms swing to the east. As we take into this afternoon and tonight, though, we do see significant snow sliding across the I-70 corridor here, and there could be several inches accumulating. That snow will taper off tonight to a lighter snowfall as the main thrust moves farther to the east. But there will be a band of snow accumulating an additional 1 to 3, perhaps 3 to 6 inches. And that does extend from St. Louis over towards Indianapolis. So this is additional snowfall through tonight. 3 to 6 St. Louis, Terre Haute, and Indianapolis, Wichita, another inch or 2. We follow that area of heavy precipitation into the eastern United States, northern mid-Atlantic states, and into the New England region at risk for ice and snow. New York City starts to snow, quickly changes to rain, but just north and west of the city, there'll be significant icing. Boston, we're in for a wintry mix, just north and west of Boston. We will see some significant snows and significant icing just to the south, and that storm moves rapidly to the east-northeast during the day on Tuesday. Here's where we expect to see the worst of the icing right through Tuesday morning. Northeast Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, Hudson Valley, and into interior southern New England. Could be looking at significant ice accumulations. Then north of here, we'll be transitioning to snow, and there could be a band of 3 to 6 inch snows extending from Worcester, Massachusetts, westward over towards the Capital District around Albany, New York. Lesser amounts to be found to the north, and we'll transition more to that ice farther to the south. And in the south, we're also dealing with thunderstorms. Monday afternoon, Monday night, there could be severe weather moving across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Potential for winds up to 70 miles an hour, some large hail, torrential downpours, and even some isolated tornadoes.
With winter weather not letting up, some areas are seeing huge snowfalls, and that led to a deadly accident in Utah. A 45-year-old snowboarder was killed yesterday after he was caught in an avalanche that he unintentionally triggered and was buried in. The Utah Avalanche Center had said the danger of avalanches in the Salt Lake area was increased due to weather.
It's a very steep terrain where this individual was. There were a couple people that came across a snowboard sticking out of the snow where the avalanche had taken place. They made their way to that snowboard and realized it was attached to a person. They immediately began digging, and from what we have been told from those people that did their best to help this individual. They dug down about 3 feet.
The Conehead area is prone to avalanches and was the site of another fatality in 2012. In other news, the House Judiciary Committee released a report today in the case for impeaching President Donald Trump. The document said the president, quote, betrayed the nation by abusing his high office to enlist a foreign power in corrupting democratic elections. It was submitted to the House Rules Committee, which will meet tomorrow to set parameters for Wednesday's debate and vote. If approved, the move would set up a 2020 trial in the Senate. The Senate Minority Leader wants to see several current and former Trump administration officials subpoenaed to testify in the Senate trial. In an interview with Fox News on Sunday, Congressman Adam Schiff defended the Democrats' move toward impeachment.
If they're prepared to say that a president of the United States can simply say no to any congressional subpoena and tie up the Congress for years in litigation, it is going to have to accept corruption, malfeasance, negligence, misconduct in any future president, Democrat or Republican.
GOP leaders maintain impeachment is not warranted. President Trump is expected to announce another troop withdrawal from the Middle East. The administration could be pulling about 4,000 troops from Afghanistan. The U.S. currently has about 12,000 to 13,000 troops in the country. Officials did not say when the pullout would begin, but said it could take months. The expected announcement would come following diplomatic talks with the Taliban last week. Trump also made a visit to the country on Thanksgiving, where he met with Afghanistan's president and ate dinner with the troops. Be sure to catch up on the latest from our nation's capital this evening on Faith Nation. You can watch it right here on the CBN News Channel. The United Nations has dropped its support for a Belgian Carnival parade we showed you on this program that featured giant anti-Semitic depictions of Jews. Dale Hurd has the story.
UNESCO has removed Belgium's famous Alst Carnival from the UN's Cultural Heritage List for its blatant displays of anti-Semitism. We showed you a float in this year's parade that featured a Nazi-style depiction of greedy Jews sitting on a pile of money, one with a rat on his shoulder. Town officials had been warned several times about anti-Semitic symbolism in previous versions of the carnival, but failed to take action on what kind of floats and displays were acceptable. This 2013 float featured a Nazi railroad car carrying Jews to a death camp.
We really regret very deeply that the community of Alst has not addressed this issue, and we hope that this decision will help them, at least in the mid and long term, to address this issue appropriately.
The leader of the Belgian League Against Anti-Semitism, Joel Rubenfeld, told us he complained about the parade, but the city said it was only humor.
But you know, this kind of humor is killing Jews, meaning Jews have the power, Jews have the money, Jews have the control, all these very basic anti-Semitic cliches.
This has been a year of increasing awareness of anti-Semitism in Europe. It was a major issue in last week's British elections, after claims of extensive anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. Violent attacks against Jews in Germany have doubled, and for the first time since World War II, Jewish leaders have warned that it's too dangerous to wear the kippah or Jewish cap in some parts of Germany.
And me, myself, I wouldn't wear a kippah. Unfortunately, it's not safe. Maybe I hope that it will be safe in future, or maybe it was safe in the past, but right now, in 2019, no, it is not safe at all, unfortunately.
A German magazine even printed a paper kippah for all Germans to wear to show solidarity with Jews. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Coming up, more dangers are coming to light from vaping. What long-lasting effects experts say it's having on people's lungs. But before we go to break, here's a look at what's trending on CBNNews.com.
Life is better with a good night's sleep.
Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep as the world watches from the outside.
It's a big diplomatic tug of war here in the Middle East.
Go inside the story with Jerusalem Dateline.
Israeli archaeologists are talking about a discovery that could change the thinking about the Temple Mount.
Join CBN Jerusalem Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell and get the biblical perspective on the events shaping the world.
What starts in Israel then ends up going to other places.
Watch Jerusalem Dateline Friday night at 9:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
Welcome back. A new study reveals vaping or using e-cigarettes increases the risk of respiratory diseases. The American Journal of Preventive Medicine published the study after analyzing e-cigarette use and respiratory disease during a 3-year period. The study suggests long-term vaping causes disease like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, chronic bronchitis, and asthma. Experts analyzed over 30,000 adults in the U.S. More research being done aims to measure the impact of e-cigarette use on the lungs, heart, blood vessels, and brain. Even teenagers are using e-cigarettes, and a number of young people have gone to the hospital with breathing problems, seizures, and even severe lung damage. CBN's medical reporter Lori Johnson has that story.
Electronic cigarettes burst onto the scene about 10 years ago and quickly became so popular among young people, the Surgeon General calls teen vaping an epidemic. Users suck on a mouthpiece, which heats liquid nicotine into a vapor that is inhaled. Initially, manufacturers claimed e-cigs would help adults quit smoking. The bigger result, however, teenagers, many of them non-smokers, picked up the vaping, enticed by sweetly flavored nicotine like Berry Burst in bright packaging resembling candy wrappers.
Vaping in teenagers is something that is causing harm to our kids, and we want that message to be loud and clear.
Since e-cigs are relatively new, little is known about their long-term impact, particularly on youngsters. Health officials, though, are sounding alarms about a spike in breathing problems and lung damage among teens after vaping. 4 cases in Minnesota, up to 12 in Wisconsin, 6 in Illinois, and at least 1 in Florida. Chance Amarata rushed to the hospital with a collapsed lung.
It felt like I was having a heart attack, and it was insanely scary.
Chance says his doctors told him he had a condition made worse by vaping. Now on Instagram, he declares nicotine is rotting our brains and destroying our bodies, adding how many more kids are going to have to get hospitalized for us to stop. Another teen, Dylan Nelson, was placed in a medically induced coma after vaping, according to his brother.
Trauma that he's caused to his lungs is significant.
While doctors can't confirm it yet, they believe these acute, aggressive lung injuries appear to be caused by e-cigs.
We recognize that it is not a result of infection, like viruses or bacteria. It looks more similar to injury from an inhalation of some kind of a caustic substance. The body is actually reacting to something that's been exposed to or deposited along the lining of the lung.
Research shows teens who use e-cigarettes are more likely to start smoking regular cigarettes, and continued nicotine use can make other drugs like cocaine more pleasurable. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Up next, with Christmas right around the corner and the cold weather keeping everyone indoors, we'll tell you what family-friendly Christmas movies are available on Netflix this year.
On October 1st, 1961, history was made when a tiny station began transmitting the first signals of the Christian Broadcasting Network.
CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network.
And now, a new era has begun with the all-new CBN News Channel.
Just moments ago, the Iron Dome intercepted an incoming rocket right on the Gaza border.
Administering in this area, spiritual warfare is definitely involved.
A 24/7 news network, bringing you the news you want from a source you can trust.
In Kenya, 40% of the medical services are actually provided by these Christian hospitals.
Let's talk about the economy.
Believers here are joining together to win people to Jesus Christ.
All your favorite shows now in one place. Go to CBNNewsChannel.com to find out how to get the CBN News Channel on your TV all day, every day. CBN News. Life is better with a good night's sleep. Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
The Hallmark Channel says it will reinstate commercials featuring same-sex couples. Several ads on the channel from a wedding website showed two women kissing at the altar. It was pulled from the network following complaints from the conservative group 1 Million Moms. More than 40,000 people signed a petition saying the ad did not align with the network's mission to provide family-friendly content. After backlash, though, from celebrities and LGBT groups, Hallmark reversed its decision. CEO Mark Perry issued a statement Sunday saying it was the wrong decision to pull the commercials. Christmas movies are a great way to get in the holiday mood. There are classic and familiar stories that warm the heart of every family member year after year. There are also new movies aiming to become classics. Ephraim Graham has a look at a few of the family-friendly films you could find streaming right now.
And help me to sponge away the writing on the stone if I repent. And I do repent, I do repent.
Ebenezer Scrooge in the Charles Dickens classic A Christmas Carol begins our look at 5 streaming holiday films. There are quite a few modern remakes of this movie available now on Hulu.
God bless us, everyone.
The interesting thing is it's on surface, it's all fun and roaring fires and horse chestnuts and snow and dancers and blind man stuff, but the genius of Dickens is that he transcends all that, and it's really about being a human being and finding out what it is to be a human being and how you can share the world a little bit. And I think that's why it resonates, that's why still that book gets sold in its millions around the world.
Filmmaker Bharat Nalluri turns the page on the classic tale.
Why Christmas? Why not?
Does anybody really celebrate it anymore, apart from our clerk?
With The Man Who Invented Christmas, it's the story behind Dickens' best-selling book, now streaming on Amazon.
Did you approach this as an adventure story in terms of how you wanted it told?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is an adventure story. It's you know, people always forget it's a bit of science fiction. You know, it's a man who goes back, and it's Back to the Future. It's a man who goes back in time and meets himself and becomes a better person for it. And it was the first time it was ever done, 1843. I mean, no one had done it before. Even The Time Machine hadn't been written by H.G. Wells. No one had even had that. And so, for me, it's a great rollicking adventure. It always has been.
Humbug.
What is?
Christmas.
What about it?
Well, I mean, what is it but an excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December?
And we now move from the man who invented Christmas to...
Hang on! Cyrus! Down off!
I expected a left turn 2 deserts ago.
These wise guys are lost. That's it. I'm fighting through the rains.
You might call this the greatest story never told. The Star gives us a look at the very first Christmas through the eyes of the animals.
You jump out and create a distraction.
Hey!
It's a story we've heard so many times, and so if it was going to be worth making a movie about this at all, we had to find a way to present it in a fresh way. And that's where we decided to tell the story from the point of view of the animals.
Animator Timothy Record directs the film, and the star-packed cast of voices.
It's the wise men.
Hide quickly. Look up! The other left.
Deborah, are you okay?
Including Tyler Perry, Tracy Morgan, and Oprah Winfrey as camels.
The new king's in danger. Run for your life! Get out of the way!
The Star is streaming now on Netflix.
You ever feel like he's trying to talk to us?
Gina Rodriguez is the voice of Mary.
Where do you go to play an animated mother of Jesus? Where do you research?
There you go. Yeah, I mean, where do you research? You know, I grew up with a nativity story. So I am very aware of the story, like it's ingrained in me.
Alongside The Star, Netflix is also streaming new and original holiday films.
So I figured if you donate your old toys, I'll deliver them for free.
Tonight.
In Klaus, a klutzy postman sets out to deliver toys to children who've written touching letters to a rather reclusive toy maker.
He does, through his actions, get these people who all were so hating of each other to be like, hey, why do we hate each other? Why are we fighting all these years? And we're just the same. We're the same. We're all, and I think that's, to me, what it's all about.
And there's Holiday in the Wild, starring Rob Lowe and Kristen Davis, and an endless sea of animals.
We are coming home, right?
This year it's going to be Christmas in Africa.
What is Christmas in Africa?
Well, I can't speak for the whole continent, but here at the Elephant Orphanage, they celebrate all week, and there is no shopping involved.
This movie has all of the classic, hallmarks of those romantic, movies, and you have to start with them not liking each other. This was the hardest acting I had to do.
Oh, you're coming on this too?
Yep, Derek Hollinsworth, in case you want to write my name down on a complaint form.
Oh, you're the pilot.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
After the break, what Arlington National Cemetery did over the weekend as a way to honor fallen troops this holiday season.
Life is better with a good night's sleep. Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
I'm Ephraim Graham, and this is Studio 5. Cruise with me as I discover the good things happening in the world of music, sports, television, and movies.
The fact that Ryan Coogler was going to be directing the film, I knew that something special was going to happen.
We'll chat with artists at the forefront of entertainment and explore the connection between popular culture and faith.
I asked my pastor, I said, well, does that mean I'm supposed to be a preacher? He says, well, no, you already have a pulpit.
Watch Studio 5, Wednesday night at 9:30.
Remember for a moment what it was like to be a child. You believed every story you were told. You saw a world full of endless possibilities. What stories will the world's orphaned and at-risk children believe? We believe the Bible tells the only story truly worth believing. We believe that every child should have the opportunity to dream, the chance to take challenges and turn them into possibilities, the chance to stand on the promises of God, to recognize their place in the greatest story ever told. They have their whole lives ahead of them. Theirs is a world of endless possibilities. They are looking for a story to believe. We will tell them that story. Will you join us?
It has the power to influence weight loss, boost your immune system, and improve brain function.
We've seen an explosion of data on the role of the gut microbiome in health.
The free Build a Better Gut booklet reveals the latest information about the gut microbiome. You'll discover how your gut affects the rest of your health.
The gut microbiome has been linked to depression and cancer and heart disease.
Learn how to build a stronger, healthier gut.
The microbiome, if it's in good composition, are really protecting us all the time from more invasive things.
Get the Build a Better Gut booklet, free from the Christian Broadcasting Network. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com/buildabettergut.
You need to make sure that your microbes are working with you, not against you.
And if you order online, you'll get immediate access to the Build a Better Gut series, a digital copy of the booklet, and related bonus material. Build a Better Gut today. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com/buildabettergut for your free copy.
We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem.
As the nations rage, you can stand with Israel.
History is being written, and I want to be a part of it.
Call 1-800-700-7000 and get to life.
This is our nature as a country.
Discover the untold story of how Israeli volunteers are changing the world.
We consider it our duty to reach out and help others around the world.
For a gift of $10 or more, you can own the acclaimed CBN documentary To Life.
To treat a human, no matter what he is, which religious he has, which color he is. This is what I'm doing.
Support Israel in their time of need. Get to Life, now available on DVD. Call 1-800-700-7000 or log on to cbn.com.
And I wish that other people throughout the world could see this side of Israel.
Thanks for staying with us. A special show of Christmas spirit over the weekend at Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C. Each December, the organization Wreaths Across America sets out to honor and remember our fallen servicemen and women. More than 38,000 volunteers came together on Saturday to lay wreaths on each headstone. More than 250,000 wreaths were laid across the 624 acres of the cemetery. And the laying of wreaths did not just happen in D.C., but took place in more than 2,000 locations across the country. To sponsor a veteran's wreath at a cemetery near you, visit wreathsacrossamerica.org, a wonderful cause. That's going to do it for this edition of CBN News Watch. Remember, you can find more of our news programs on the CBN News Channel anytime or online with cbnnews.com. Also, tell us what you think about the stories you've seen by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. Or you can talk to us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll join us next time. Have a great day.